Hello again and welcome to today's episode of the Enotri Kitchen. Today we're here with our colleague Colson, who will be doing some delicious things for us. Colson, since this is your first time working with us in the kitchen, maybe you can give us a little intro, like what prompted your interest in food and wine and in cooking.
Sure. What got me into wine actually was cooking and eating. I think wine makes your food taste better. It makes your experience much better. And so wine was a really natural way to increase my love of food and everything that goes along with it. The experience of sharing it with other people. It's awesome. I really love it. Cooking for me is a couple different reasons. I really like being creative, and cooking lets me kind of get that creative part of my brain out, and I can put different things together and spices, and I'm always thinking about what wine and what food I can have next. But I also really like food, and I like fresh food, I like fun food, interesting things. And since as a human being we have to eat multiple times a day, it's it's really necessary to eat every day, and so it's a useful skill to have, to be able to cook your own food that you gotta eat every day.
I totally agree with you. Well, I look forward to the experience. With that, I would just let you get at it and do your first dish. Now, I think I mentioned last time, as W.C. Fields so aptly put it, I always cook with wine.
Yes.
And sometimes I even put it into the food.
Yeah.
So if you feel like it, we'll be happy to open one of our wines of our selection here today, and please enjoy.
Thank you.
All right.
Today we're making a Mediterranean pita wrap, and inside we're putting some halloumi cheese that is marinated with a bunch of different seeds and spices, along with lemon and fresh herbs. And we are searing some lamb to go in there as well, with some fresh olives, cucumbers, and tomatoes. It's gonna be awesome.
Looks and smells fantastic, Colson. So what do we have?
We are having a Middle Eastern inspired dish. There's some seared lamb with marinated halloumi. Halloumi has coriander, cumin, mustard seeds, and sesame seeds that have been toasted, along with some fresh lemon and black pepper. So the cheese has just been sitting in there for a little bit, and then garnished with lots of fresh stuff. So mint, parsley, cucumbers, tomatoes, and green olives.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So for our wine pairings, you chose a cellar de capsanes, la nit de les which means translated the night of the Grenache grape. and these particular wines were grown on slate soil. What made you? What inspired you to make this selection?
Honestly, I really like these wines, both the slate and the limestone. I find that the slate has a little bit more of like a fuller body than the limestone. There's more like complexity to it. I think it'll really match the spiced and marinated halloumi.
Nice. I've chosen the Neil Ellis Syrah. I like a good tangy wine with this. Some Syrah is known to have a little bit of spice in it, of course, and it's going to really match the spiciness in there. But with the lamb and the red wine, the tannin structure is just going to make your mouth water and go back for the next bite again and again.
That also sounds like a logical choice for me. Whenever there is a variety of flavors, especially on the spicy side, I like to try my luck with a rosé wine. So technically, this is actually more belongs to the white wine family because it is a Pinot Grigio. But it is made in the traditional way that the way they do it in northern Italy, in the Veneto and the Friuli region. Pinot Grigio is a descendant of the Pinot Noir grape. And on the if you look at the grapes on the vines, you see some red grapes, green grapes, some grayish colored grapes, and that is what gave this grape variety the name Grigio, gray. And normally with the crystal clear white wine Pinot Grigio version, they do a color extraction in order to extract that natural ramato, which means copper in Italian, color out of it. With the color extraction, you also lose some flavor components. With this version, the ramato version, they leave it on the skins overnight, macerating it for 12 to 14 hours. So not only do they not extract the color, but it actually adds complexity to the wine as well. So with the halloumi, so my thought process was first inspired by the halloumi, so a little bit of creaminess from the cheese, and the variety of herbs and spices. So normally with that, spice and rosé wines love each other.
Right.
Okay? So let's have a look and taste and yeah, cheers.
Cheers.
So my general verdict for me would be all three wines work, and that is the beauty of these things. The wines are totally different in character. There's probably some similarities between the Capsanis, the Monsant interpretation of the Grenache grape variety, and the Syrah. And indeed, in a lot of blends, their blends, and also in the Rhone blends, we do see Grenache and Syrah working rather well together. I found the Capsanis, as you said, it picked up and married the spice rather well. The Syrah brought some warmth from the alcohol. I mean, it's a well-balanced wine, but the acidity is not as pronounced as with the slate for me. So both of these elements will work with this dish. And the Ramato, it just brought a totally different element to the table. It picked up on the freshness, a little bit of the citrus that is in the dish, and picking up on the herbs, the creaminess of the halloumi. So that to me, that is the way how I when we do these things, when I do these things, I don't want one wine to win over another. So it's not a question of, although last time she beat me with her selection. So it's not so much the question of winning or losing. If we follow our philosophy of looking for wines in harmony, we can indeed let our own mood that moment decide what we're going to pair with this dish. So all these three wines, excellent choices in my opinion. I don't know if you...
Yeah, I think I like all three because they don't overpower the dish, and they help to make the whole experience better, right? And that's the Enotri philosophy, is that
that's the aim of the game.
Yeah, it makes the food shine, it makes the company shine.
Great.
Yeah.
And you have something to talk about.
Yes.
Not you wouldn't. Thanks.